like imagine you just start winning $5,000-$10,000 at a time on small bets that you think you won't get caught for because you're like using a VPN to look at porn. You know what I mean? It's just you think you're like you got some sort of cover, and then you are winning.
The ratio of wins and losses is also a red flag. If you're just winning all the time, they're probably gonna be like, "Yo, what the f is this?"
Yeah, that's what's happening to me when I go to Red Rock now.
So we've become a couple gambling degenerates lately, huh?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Gambling's huge.
The streak is hot. We are hot right now.
It's fun when you're winning money.
Gambling is in right now, all right?
sir.
It's in everywhere. We're cracking the code. We're ripping in on UFC.
Inside the game. We're
We got the
controlling.
Super Bowl, all right? Shohei Ohtani, all of it. Gambling's in. All right, there's a dude named Jontay Porter. Heard of him?
Nope.
He's in the NBA. He's Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. That sucks to always have to say that. It's kind of in the shadow already. But he plays for, or played for, I should say, the Toronto Raptors, and he recently got a lifetime ban from the NBA for illegal gambling.
Oh shit.
It's like stupid.
This is some crazy stuff because, like, obviously, no, you don't do this.
So
but-
he was still playing, and then they banned him from the game.
Yeah, like literally, the last couple weeks was when the investigation started, and then very, very recently.
Like he's betting on his own games or some shit? Or like,
Dude, this guy was
Had to.
betting and putting in bets, or like, giving information to other homies of his that were betting and stuff, so they could parlay things like he would bet against his own team. He would even like, quote unquote, be like injured and step out of games early in order to hit the over under for certain parlays.
That's legit.
Yeah,
Dedication.
Yeah, that's bad.
Like literally, one of the things was he had leaked information to one of his homies who put an $80,000 parlay down that would eventually get him $1.1 million in earnings. But it was such a weird, wild bet that the bookies were able to like pause it and submit it to NBA for investigation.
They know what's up, dude.
Too much.
Because sports gambling is so huge now that it's like they can't stop it. So almost every major like sports franchise and league and everything like that knows that it's going to be a part of it. They can't get rid of it. But now they're putting in other different practices in place with like gambling bookies and different websites or whatever, whether it be like actual hotel, on fucking MGM sports bets to things like Prize Picks or whatever. They have certain things in play now where if it is fishy, they can communicate directly with the bookies and stuff if something is suspicious.
Well, the coolest thing about it too is it's almost like a self-regulating system because the gamblers want it to be a clean game because they want to be able to gamble on it, right?
Yeah.
So then they all keep each other in check by like you're saying, watching footage, reviewing tape, being like, this is kind of fucking weird. Why did they do that? That's out of the ordinary. And they all confer with each other and send that shit to the league. It's cool.
I just can't believe there's enough employees to like be investigating this many bets.
True.
Well, when you see a bet like that
Well,
big,
like I said, it's the gamblers. It's usually the gamblers who are doing it.
Right, because everybody wins if these things get...
dude, putting an $80,000 bet on a parlay that's like obscure, like over-unders, like I think that's definitely red flags, right? Because how many people bet like that?
You know, it'd be funny if...
Right, and then you have to have
It'd
like
be-
a history of betting like that for it to be even plausible as to why you bet like
Exactly, you gotta be a fucking whale.
That's what I didn't know about till recently is that it's actually a smaller world of gamblers than we all think. Like
Consistent gamblers.
there is the DraftKings shit like that, and that's a whole different thing. But consistent gambling with a certain amount of dollars, it's a community of people. They all kind of know each other.
And they can tell like, oh, this is a little fucking
It's just funny to think if we just kept winning and then we start getting investigated.
they're too good.
I think we do have a really good in on the UFC fights.
We have an edge.
I think we do have a pretty good in on that.
Are we trying to bet the next one? Or?
I think we could.
I bet
We keep on winning, but they're like, yeah, they win a total of like $600. So I don't think it's really worth
No,
it.
it's gonna compound.
I think our resources are more expensive than their investigation.
Was it legal? You know, the guy that streaked during the Super Bowl.
Oh, and he bet
how
on
he
himself?
did that because he bet that a lot of money that there would be a streaker, and then he was the streaker.
Yeah,
I think there's
they weren't
precedent
able
for
to...
that, yeah.
They didn't honor the bet.
Okay.
Yeah, there's precedent for that stuff
means
because
he
it's happened
spent-
before.
How much was the Super Bowl ticket? It's like fucking 20 G's almost.
I know, but he was, like,
in the,
I'm
he
gonna
was
make
in the
it 'cause
hole.
Just to get kicked out.
Yeah.
he bet like 50
out
G's
and
or
to not
something.
get your money on
And
the
his
bet
bet.
that
And he
you
lost his
were-
bet, yeah.
That
Yeah.
sucks.
Wow.
But I like his thinking. I was like, I didn't know you could do that.
And especially for a guy in the NBA, you're like, dude, I know it's really hard to be successful in the NBA, especially if you're, overshadowed by your brother, but it feels like he's stepping over pennies. I mean, he's stepping over dollars to pick up pennies for just the betting.
There's a conversation for like obviously because I saw this even on a news show. They're asking like, what if like hypothetically a bigger star player were to do something like this, and it's like, chances are you wouldn't ruin a contract that where you're already raking in like 8-figure deal per year or something like that. Whereas this guy's getting, I think, like $450,000 a year, which is still not chump change by any means.
But there's a lot of people taking money from these guys, like managers, like all the different people. They have to
but then in the long run, like if you're gonna play a successful career, even if it's you're constantly gonna be on the bench, but you are playing for like 15 years, like that's always gonna still be worth it more. You know what I mean?
And they have a pension too, right? The NBA.
Yeah.
When you retire for,
so.
I don't know what the stipulation.
What do you think the odds are that he did it because someone else on the team did it, and he's just not ratting out?
I think there's a lot of that going on. There's a shitload of NFL players who just got popped for gambling again.
Really?
It happens every year now. Like, there was a Colts player 2 years ago who got popped for gambling against the Colts, which was a good move because we sucked 2 years ago. So that's why he didn't get kicked out of the league, because we sucked. Thank God. And he didn't do anything to impact the games. But then there was a guy...
Oh, he's just betting. He didn't try to force the game into us.
Exactly. There's a guy named Calvin Ridley who's playing for the Falcons. He bet against the Jags because he's like, the Jags fucking suck. This is like a dunk. And then they found out he did that. Then he gets suspended for an entire year. Guess who picks him up? The Jags. Wow. How crazy is that?
That's hilarious.
They did something. There was a story in MMA in the UFC. There was this really famous coach. His name was James Krause. Really good coach, and he coached a lot of pro MMA, UFC fighters, and he would have really good picks. Like I would follow his picks all the time, and the way he would bet and the way his mindset with it. You're like, oh, this guy's really good. But then he got popped because one of his fighters lost in the second round, and he won a bunch of money on that. And it started to happen again and again.
And
so
it's his fighter?
It's his fighter.
crazy.
Which is like, okay,
You're betting against your fighter.
he got too greedy. I think the fighter came in with an injury. So he knew, like, all right, if you fall in the second round, then maybe we could, scoop up a ton of cash. But that's just a little too close to home. And now he's banned from the UFC. He's under investigation, and they're coming after him.
That destroys the relationship between you and your fighter, too.
Yeah, exactly.
And who else would want to get coached by you?
And now, like 2 or 3 other guys are being under investigation, and they can't fight in the UFC because they train with him. So
That's
It's crazy to have your whole career like work your way up to this level of athleticism, and then you're just like over betting.
But the thing is, none of it ever
Legit.
falls down to like one mistake. All of it is like a gambling problem. It's like a lifestyle choice problem, right? So like the NBA found Porter did 3 things wrong. First, he had bet on NBA games himself, which is strictly banned for players that are in the league.
So he's kind of dumb.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So
so he's not
it's very
smart.
easy red
Fucking
flag.
dumbass is the problem.
They found that he used someone else's online betting account to place 13 bets that amounted to $54,000 total on multiple games. So I mean, same thing. Like imagine you just start winning $5,000-$10,000 at a time on small bets that you think you won't get caught for because you're like using a VPN to look at porn. You know what I mean? It's just you think you're like you got some sort of cover, and
sure
then you are winning.
the ratio of wins and losses is also a red flag. If you're just winning all the time, they're probably going to be like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
That's what's happening to me when I go to Red Rock now. They're like, hey, this guy is on a hot streak.
So then, secondly, Porter gave a sports bettor information about his health status ahead of a March 20 game. Inside information that could have helped the bettor place wagers that potentially make that person money. And thirdly, Porter altered his own actions in a game in order to help fulfill a wager that a bettor made. In sports betting, people can bet on everything from who will score the most points to whether a player commits a foul. These are known as proposition bets or prop bets, which focus more on developments in a game than just the outcome of a game.
Should we start doing prop betting?
In his case, the bettor placed the prop bet for $80,000 on the fact that he would underperform in a March 20 game. The payout for that bet would have been $1.1 million. In that game, Porter stopped playing just after 3 minutes, claiming that he felt sick.
Tummy ache. Oh.
It's not even good.
At least fall on the ground.
I know, sprain
Make
your
it
ankle.
believable. Break your leg.
This, however, was flagged by betting operators and frozen. Following its investigation, NBA concluded that Porter claimed illness so that the wager would be successful.
Wow.
Isn't it funny? Doesn't it make you think of, you know how it's already been confirmed that the refs were fucking pulling this same shit, but then they barely got punished.
Oh yeah, NBA refs were doing something. I don't remember what it was though.
They were in this whole, it's a whole documentary about it.
the
But then
Celtics refs.
but then it ends with like how they just hushed it up. Because
Oh yeah, because it's bad for the league.
the betting and the fixing was also connected to the NBA itself fixing it. So that's why they were like, yeah. But it's just this shit is so outside that they're like, nah, fuck that. That's we have nothing to do with that.
Because I remember back in the day they were talking about how like the refs would just hit their star player of a team with like two to three fouls early in the first quarter, so they can't play for until like the second half. Right. So their points are gonna go down, especially if they're the star player. It just impacts the whole game.
Because it already got exposed that they were just trying to get more games during playoffs. Like they were just trying to max out how many games a stadium gets, or the NBA. Yeah. Because if everybody's winning, everyone's sweeping, then you have way less fucking money. Yeah.
See that I'm kind of okay with. I want to be entertained.
Not if your guys lose, dude. That's all fucked up.
It's only the Celtics refs. All right, that's that. Celtics refs.
We should bet. We haven't picked our bet yet. What are we gonna bet?
What are we gonna bet on?
We gotta look at all sports schedules.
Can we bet on Pelosi's bets?
I want to bet Pelosi's bets.
You know, there's an app for that that just strictly follows like Pelosi's her trades.
You can drop funds in and it follows.
You can subscribe on this app, and every single time, because their trades have to be public after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like a month later or some shit.
Maybe 10 days.
I want to be in on it. Yeah. I want to be in for the ride. Her shit moves quick.
Especially if she knows that you can copy it. She's probably not making moves that you can copy then.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
They don't have a choice. Like
I want to buy the top.
Because they work for the.
Yeah, but if they know there's a buffer of time that you're gonna find out later, they're probably just gonna adjust for that too.
You have to go short the shit out of it after that.
Yeah. It's like if someone was copying your homework.